You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Eggs are one of the healthiest foods you can eat. And it's true. They're packed with protein, full of vitamins, and easy to cook. You can boil them, scramble them, fry them. They're simple, affordable, and they've been a breakfast staple for generations. But here's something most people don't realize. What you eat with those eggs might quietly decide whether they help your body or harm it. Yes, the food sitting right next to your eggs on the plate could be canceling out all their goodness. It could be slowing your digestion, messing with your heart health, or even causing the kind of inflammation that leaves you tired, bloated, or sluggish for hours. Now, I know that sounds surprising, because eggs seem so innocent, right? They go with everything: toast, milk, bacon, maybe a cup of coffee. But not all combinations are safe, especially after 60. You see, as you get older, your digestive system slows down. Your metabolism shifts. The same breakfast that used to give you energy might now make you feel heavy or uncomfortable. And it's not because of the eggs themselves. It's the way you're pairing them. Certain foods, when combined with eggs, can block nutrients, raise cholesterol, or even cause mild toxic reactions inside the body. I'm not saying you have to give up eggs, not at all. In fact, they can still be one of the best foods for seniors when eaten the right way. But you do need to know what to avoid mixing them with. So today on Medsential, we're breaking it down. The 10 foods you should never eat with eggs, and the simple science behind why. Some of these pairings might surprise you. In fact, number 3 on this list is something almost every senior eats for breakfast without thinking twice. Yet it could be quietly working against your heart and your digestion. And before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Do you love eggs? Are they a regular part of your meals? Type "I love eggs" in the comments below if they are, and while you're there, hit that subscribe button to Medsential. Because here, every week, we share health tips that help you age stronger, feel better, and live longer, naturally. All right, let's get started. Number 10 on our list, bacon, the sneaky heartstring. You know the smell, that sizzle in the pan, that golden crisp. Eggs and bacon, the classic duo that's been sitting on breakfast tables for decades. It feels comforting, nostalgic, maybe even earned after a long week. But here's the quiet truth. What tastes like comfort might actually be working against your heart. Bacon is loaded with saturated fat and sodium. And when you pair it with eggs, which already contain cholesterol, the combination can double the strain on your arteries. See, eggs by themselves can actually raise your good cholesterol, HDL, the kind that helps protect your heart. But the bacon sitting next to them cancels that benefit. The excess sodium raises your blood pressure. The saturated fat thickens your blood lipids. Over time, it's like pouring oil into an engine that's already running hot. And for seniors, especially those over 60, your body isn't as efficient at filtering out fats as it used to be. That's why so many older adults notice stiffness, fatigue, or heaviness after a big breakfast, not realizing it's their arteries quietly crying out. So what's the better move? Keep your eggs, but switch the side. Add half an avocado for healthy fats that protect your arteries. Or sauté some mushrooms in olive oil for that same savory flavor without the risk. Your taste buds will still be happy, and so will your heart. And speaking of breakfast classics, the next one might surprise you. Number 9, milk or cream, the digestive mismatch. Many people love whisking milk or cream into their scrambled eggs. It makes them soft, fluffy, and rich. But after 60, that creamy texture might be costing you more than you think. Here's why. As we get older, the levels of lactase, the enzyme that helps digest dairy, naturally drop. So while milk once gave you no trouble in your younger years, it can now lead to bloating, gas, or heaviness, especially when combined with protein-rich eggs. Your stomach has to work double time to break down both the dairy and the egg protein. That means slower digestion, less efficient nutrient absorption, and sometimes that post-breakfast sluggishness you can't quite explain. And here's the kicker. Adding milk doesn't actually make your eggs healthier. It just dilutes their protein structure and makes them harder for your body to process. So what can you do instead? Next time you're scrambling eggs, skip the milk altogether. Use a splash of water. It'll give the same fluff without the digestive strain. Or if you love that creamy texture, try oat milk or almond milk. They're lighter and much easier on aging stomachs. A simple change, but it makes a big difference in how your body feels after breakfast. Now, let's talk about a pairing that looks harmless, but can quietly block your body from absorbing the very nutrients you're eating for. Number 8. Tea or coffee, the silent nutrient thief. Picture this: a plate of eggs, a slice of toast, and your morning coffee steaming beside it. It's the most common breakfast across the world, and for many, it's the best part of the day. But here's something most people don't realize. Caffeine and tannins, the compounds in tea and coffee, interfere with how your body absorbs iron and calcium. And those are two nutrients seniors desperately need more of, not less. Eggs are naturally rich in both, but when you wash them down with a hot cup of coffee, your body only absorbs a fraction of what's available. That means less energy, weaker bones, and over time, a higher risk of fatigue, anemia, and brittle bones. Now, does this mean you have to give up your morning coffee? Not at all. It just means timing matters. Have your coffee about 30 minutes after eating, not during. Give your body time to absorb those nutrients first. That one small change can make a huge difference in how nourished and energized you feel throughout the day. And speaking of things that feel good in the moment but cause discomfort later, let's move to one that many seniors love for the kick, but it's often the reason behind that mid-morning heartburn. Number 7. Hot sauce, the fiery culprit. A splash of hot sauce on eggs might make breakfast come alive. It wakes up your taste buds, gives that little jolt of flavor, and for spice lovers, it's hard to resist. But for older adults, that fiery kick often leads to something else entirely. A burning sensation that creeps up your throat an hour later. That's acid reflux, and it's one of the most common digestive complaints after 60. Capsaicin, the active compound in chili peppers, increases stomach acid production. And when that acid meets aging digestive systems, where the stomach lining is thinner and more sensitive, irritation starts to build. It can cause heartburn, nausea, and in some cases, even mild gastritis over time. So what's the fix? You don't have to give up flavor. Replace that hot sauce with fresh herbs like parsley or dill. Add turmeric for an anti-inflammatory boost. Or sprinkle a little paprika for gentle warmth without the burn. You'll still enjoy every bite, just without the acid that follows. And while spicy foods can cause problems for your stomach, the next common pairing does something completely different. It throws your blood sugar off balance before your day even begins. Number 6. White bread or pancakes, the blood sugar roller coaster. Eggs and toast, the most traditional breakfast combo there is. You've probably been eating it for years, maybe even decades. It feels safe, familiar, simple. But here's what happens behind the scenes. White bread, and yes, even pancakes made with refined flour, are high in fast-digesting carbohydrates. That means they spike your blood sugar within minutes of eating. You feel full for a short while, but then your energy crashes. Your stomach feels heavy, your mind slows down, and suddenly you're reaching for another cup of coffee just to stay awake. Eggs, on their own, give you steady protein and healthy fats. They're supposed to balance your blood sugar. But when you pair them with highly processed carbs like white bread, they can't keep up. Your body still experiences that sugar spike, and your insulin levels rise to match it. Over time, this constant up and down pattern can lead to insulin resistance, belly fat, and fatigue, problems that become more common with age. And for seniors already managing blood sugar concerns or type 2 diabetes, that innocent-looking toast could be a daily setback in disguise. The solution? Keep your eggs, but give your breakfast a smarter foundation. Swap white toast for whole grain bread or oats. They release energy slowly, helping your body stay balanced through the morning. Add a handful of berries or a sprinkle of cinnamon to your oatmeal for extra fiber and flavor. You'll feel energized, not exhausted. Now let's move from carbs to something a little sweeter and far sneakier. Number 5, sugar or jam, the silent nutrient blocker. There's something comforting about spreading jam on toast beside your eggs. It feels like a small treat, a bit of sweetness to start your day on a happy note. But what most people don't know is that adding sugar, syrup, or sweet spreads alongside protein-rich eggs can actually block your body from getting the nutrients you need. Here's why. When sugar enters your bloodstream, your insulin spikes. That surge interferes with how your body metabolizes protein. So instead of absorbing the amino acids from your eggs, the building blocks your muscles and cells depend on, your body ends up storing more fat and burning less energy. It's a tiny shift that, repeated daily, adds up. The result? Weaker muscles, slower recovery, and often unexplained tiredness even after a full breakfast. And it doesn't stop there. Too much sugar feeds inflammation, one of the leading causes of fatigue, joint pain, and heart problems in older adults. Does that mean you can't enjoy anything sweet? Not at all. Instead of processed jam or syrup, try natural fruit like sliced berries, kiwi, or apple. Or choose low-sugar fruit spreads made without corn syrup. You'll still get flavor, but without the crash or inflammation that follows. And if you're watching your heart health, this next pairing is one you absolutely need to rethink, because it's far more common and far more harmful than most people realize. Number 4, processed meats, the hidden threat in your breakfast plate. Sausage, ham, or even those tiny breakfast links. They make mornings smell amazing. You hear that sizzle, that aroma fills the kitchen, and it's almost impossible not to crave it. But here's the truth that too many people overlook. Processed meats are among the worst foods you can combine with eggs, especially as you get older. Why? Because they're loaded with sodium, nitrates, and preservatives, all of which increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even certain cancers. When you eat them alongside eggs, which already contain natural cholesterol, you're doubling the pressure on your cardiovascular system. Nitrates, the chemicals used to preserve color and flavor in processed meats, turn into nitrosamines in your body. And studies show that nitrosamines are carcinogenic, meaning they can damage your cells and DNA over time. Meanwhile, the sodium dehydrates your tissues and raises blood pressure, something most seniors are already battling. And here's the hidden irony. The breakfast that feels hearty and satisfying might be the very reason you feel bloated, sluggish, or short of breath afterward. Because your body is working overtime to process toxins it shouldn't have to. But you don't have to give up the flavor of a savory breakfast. There are smarter swaps that taste just as good. Try fresh turkey or chicken sausage made without nitrates. Or better yet, experiment with veggie sausage or tempeh, rich in plant protein and gentle on your heart. You'll still get that satisfying bite, but without the invisible load on your arteries. Simple changes like this add up, and over time, they protect the very thing that matters most: your energy, your clarity, and your independence. Now, here's one that might sound healthy, but it's actually a bad match. A food that many seniors rely on as a lighter alternative but often ends up sabotaging their breakfast in an unexpected way. Number 3. Soy milk or tofu. The protein clash you didn't expect. Many seniors switch to soy milk thinking it's the healthier choice. Lighter, plant-based, easier on the stomach. And in many ways, that's true. Soy is packed with nutrients, full of plant protein, and often recommended as a dairy alternative. But here's where it gets tricky. Pairing soy with eggs can quietly undo the benefits of both. See, soy contains compounds called trypsin inhibitors. They interfere with how your body breaks down and absorbs protein, especially from animal sources like eggs. So when you drink soy milk or eat tofu in the same meal as eggs, your body struggles to digest and use the protein effectively. It's like feeding your body good fuel, but closing the valve halfway. You get only part of the benefit. Over time, this can lead to weaker muscles, slower recovery after activity, and even fatigue after meals, especially in older adults whose digestion is already more delicate. And here's what most people miss. Even small habits repeated every day can build up to big changes in how your body functions. That healthy soy latte with your morning omelet? It might not be so healthy after all. The fix is simple. You don't have to give up soy. It's still good for you. Just separate it from your egg meals. Have your soy milk later in the day, or enjoy tofu for lunch instead of breakfast. Give your body a few hours to process one protein before introducing another. That way, you actually get the full benefits of both. Small timing tweaks like this can completely transform how you feel. More energy, better digestion, stronger muscles. Next up, a sneaky one that looks completely harmless, often found in your kitchen or salad bowl, yet it can quietly stir up discomfort for seniors after breakfast. Number 2, tomatoes, the acidic trap in disguise. Tomatoes and eggs look like a perfect pair. They're colorful, fresh, and delicious together, in omelets, breakfast burritos, or salads. But for many older adults, this combination can be a recipe for digestive discomfort. Here's why. Tomatoes are highly acidic. When you combine that acid with the high protein content of eggs, it can slow down digestion and increase the amount of acid your stomach produces. For younger people, that might not cause a problem. But as you age, your stomach lining becomes thinner and more sensitive, meaning even a small surge in acid can lead to heartburn, bloating, or that familiar burning sensation creeping up the chest after breakfast. And because seniors digest food more slowly, that acid lingers longer than it used to. So even hours later, you might feel that uncomfortable heaviness or notice your energy dipping. Many seniors assume this is just getting old or normal indigestion, but it's often a simple food mismatch. The acid in tomatoes and the protein in eggs just don't get along inside your body. So what should you do instead? Swap tomatoes for gentler, nutrient-rich veggies like cooked spinach, zucchini, or bell peppers. They're full of antioxidants, low in acid, and they pair beautifully with eggs without upsetting your stomach. You'll still get the color, the flavor, and the nutrition, but none of the acid discomfort. And now, we've reached the one that almost everyone gets wrong. A pairing that sounds healthy, one that many seniors rely on every single morning. Yet it quietly causes one of the most common digestive issues after 60. Number 1. Bananas. The breakfast mistake you never noticed. Eggs and fruit. Sounds like a match made in heaven, right? Protein from eggs, potassium from bananas, a little bit of both worlds. It feels like the perfect balanced breakfast. But here's the surprising part. This combo can actually work against your digestion. Bananas are what nutritionists call fast-digesting carbohydrates. They break down in your stomach within minutes, moving quickly into your intestines. Eggs, on the other hand, are slow-digesting proteins. They take much longer to process. When you eat them together, your body gets confused. It tries to digest two foods at completely different speeds. That mismatch often leads to gas, bloating, and indigestion, especially in older adults whose digestive enzymes are naturally lower. Instead of your meal turning into smooth energy, it ferments in the gut, creating discomfort, heaviness, and sometimes fatigue shortly after breakfast. And here's something else. This pairing can interfere with nutrient absorption. Your body can't properly extract the protein from the eggs or the potassium from the bananas when it's busy trying to juggle both. So what's the better approach? Eat your fruit, yes. Even bananas about 30 minutes before your eggs, not after. That gives your stomach time to process the fruit quickly before handling the heavier protein. It's a simple habit that can make a world of difference in your digestion, energy, and even how light you feel throughout the day. And that's the thing about all of these combinations. Most of them aren't about cutting foods out completely. It's about understanding timing, balance, and how your body changes with age. Once you make those small adjustments, your meals stop working against you and start working for you again. For many of us, eggs are comfort food. Warm, simple, familiar. They've been on our plates since childhood. But as the years go by, our bodies change, and what used to help us can sometimes start to hurt us without warning. The truth is, you don't have to give up eggs. You just have to give them the right company. Small choices, like what you pair them with, can protect your heart, ease digestion, and give you steady energy all day long. So let's recap quickly. The 10 foods to never eat with eggs are bacon, milk or cream, tea or coffee, hot sauce, white bread or pancakes, sugar or jam, processed meats, soy milk or tofu, tomatoes, and bananas. Now, take a look at your breakfast routine and see where you can make a change. Maybe swap that bacon for avocado. Replace white toast with whole grain bread. Have your coffee 30 minutes later. Or enjoy your banana first thing, before the eggs ever hit the pan. Tiny adjustments like these can quietly transform your health over time. Less bloating, steadier blood sugar, more energy, and a happier heart. And remember, this isn't about restriction. It's about awareness. Learning how to give your body what it truly needs after 60. Because when you understand your body, you take back control of how you age. So tell me in the comments, which of these food combinations surprised you the most? How many of them show up in your mornings? I'd love to hear your story. If this video helped you, subscribe to Medsential and join a community that believes aging doesn't have to mean slowing down. Together, we'll keep learning, adjusting, and choosing better, one meal, one habit, one day at a time. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay informed, and remember, your best years can still be ahead of you.